Breathe, sit like a mountain, breathe in its silence, solid in freedom. Breathe, rest your attention, light as a butterfly, rest on a flower. Breathe.
So without further ado, I'd like to pass you on to Skywalker in Alaska. And her presentation is Healing the Ancestral Bonds. Sky, please.
Thank you for having me here, William. And first, this is not going to be a presentation. It's going to be a participatory healing and a relaxation experience. I've been fortunate to have experienced and practiced and in several religions, as many of you have. Raised Catholic, I was in a pre-vow nun program as a teenager because of the influence of my best friend who died. And I left the Catholic Church partly because of its role with colonialism, which I learned in high school, and then because I wasn't sorry for what they said I should be sorry for. And studied philosophy on my own, European philosophy, got really disappointed with that. Was given the Quran and read it all the way through and became an Orthodox Muslim after a brief journey into Black is Muslim, which was not about religion, and it was very antagonistic. And, but for me, Islam is a community religion, and I did not have community. I didn't get married. I ended up being a Sufi for a short time. I was initiated by Swami Muktananda, but I've been practicing Vajrayana Buddhism now for over 20 years, almost 25 years. And recently, though, I have also begun to practice energy healing. I'm a certified Reiki master, but I've also been studying the Toltec tradition with a woman who's been trained in that tradition. And what I have loved about the spiritual traditions and religious traditions, and now I see in the energy healing, is how everything's, as William said, connected, how some of the same symbols come up with different words or mantras, and similar colors, how most traditional religions and spiritual practices and healing practices are based in the 4 elements, sometimes a little bit more, but at least earth, wind, fire, and water. And all deal in one way or another with dreams. And the Toltec tradition is totally about dreams and balancing life. And what's especially significant is that this year is the full dawn of the 6th sun, which is the beginning of a 6,000-year period in the Toltec tradition, which I was unaware of. Was aware of the long traditions in Hinduism. So, and then according to astrology, this is literally the beginning of the age of Aquarius, with that alignment and closeness of Saturn. I think it was Jupiter just a couple of weeks ago. So all these things are coming when we most need them, when the outer politics of almost every country in the world is at its lowest ebb. It's really good to know we have spiritual resources that are stronger than any material forces. And it's really important for us to remember that, because we've gone through some really difficult times. And that's why this ancestral healing can be quite appropriate and hopefully helpful in some ways. And I will say this first, this is your first healing with me, and some of you may feel something and some of you may not feel anything. Hopefully, at most, it will bring you to thinking and visualizing the people in your past you've never thought of. Afterwards, I'll share my first experience, but I don't want to influence anyone with any kind of expectations. And because I've been engaged in this practice now going into my second year, and I can say when I first started, even though I have been practicing Tibetan Buddhism, which is very based in visualization, I really started to visualize better through these practices, partly because the images and visualizations are with animals, something animals I was more familiar with than with the Tibetan iconography. But they've complemented each, because now I can visualize so much better. But if you can't, don't strain to visualize, don't strain to do anything, just relax. And that's what I'm asking everyone to, before we begin, just get in a relaxed position. You can lie down, you can turn off your visual if you want to. Minimum, close your eyes and keep your eyes closed through the event. I am going to be off screen in just a couple of minutes because this is about going inside. If you fall asleep, don't worry. At the end, I've got a couple of chimes I'll find just to make sure everyone's back on. And I'm grateful for everyone who is here, and let us all use this as a time to get in touch with our ancestors. And we're going to, and this is being based on a 4 movements. We're going to be, before we begin totally, we're going to begin just now with the cleansing breath. And throughout the healing, when we do a breathing, we're going to be doing 9 breaths to a count of 9. I'll be leading the breath, so you don't have to worry about counting. I will be guiding you to inhale and exhale. I will be sharing with you all of the movements which you can visualize or imagine in your mind. But first now, just to get into total relaxation, we're just going to do 9 breaths. Inhale, exhale. 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 Now, breathe normally. And we are now in the waning moon. And we're going to begin with this first movement. For you, thinking of what it is that you want to release now. Especially if it's something you know you have received from your ancestors. Some habit, some manner of thinking, some bias, some prejudice, some slurs you grew up hearing and still use, some manners of thinking, some ideas of feeling less than or less capable of. Something you want to release. Bring it into your mind and then let it go like a thought. Say, I am going to release this with this healing, this thought from wherever it came, either from your ancestors, from your parents, just your own self, some idea you got in your mind because of something someone said. You can let it go now. And we're going to let it go with 9 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 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 And now you've released a certain amount of energy. And we're going into the next movement, which is to heal 7 generations of our ancestors. And so at this special time of the long-awaited 6th sun and beginning of the age of Aquarius, we can take time to honor our ancestors as William had us do at the beginning, and now to heal their wounds and worries. And some of them we know, and some of them we don't know. But we can think about what would some of them have become, like my grandmother, if she had access to a little bit better education and a little bit more money. Or if her relatives and her ancestors who were natives had not been so ostracized. And the same with your different parents, what struggles they had, or your ancestors, known and unknown. And even those who, like with Tony, who doesn't know all of them. And this healing, you can take on your ancestors now and have them enter into you if you wish, or you can just imagine them in your mind. Imagine healing them as I will be guiding you through the areas which we will be healing them. And I will be using my hand as I am taking this as a distance healing, sending energy to represent all of you and all of our ancestors. And using my hand as a healing snake, we begin above our heads, and then we're going into above our head, at the top of our head, at the opening chakra that opens up into the heavens, but also from which we can send and receive. We receive the old winds, which can be our ancestors or our karma, because from there we can send out arrows, our thoughts of anger and hurt and hatred or revenge. And we want to free ourselves of those. And we're freeing our ancestors of all of those thoughts, all of those flints, all of those years and decades and centuries of unresolved karma, unhealed karma. We're healing that now. And now as we go over our forehead, we're healing all of those emotions, all of those unresolved issues, all of those constant feelings of being put down because of their color, or because of their parents, or because of the lack of education or not having money. All of the thoughts that just popped in their head that prevented them from being able to find peace and happiness, removing all of those sad and depressed emotions, worry and anxiety. And now going to the eyes to heal what they saw and did not want to see, and what they should have seen and didn't see. To open their eyes now, even in all the times that they have been gone, if they are passed as our ancestors, they are passed off this physical realm, but consciousness continues. And so here we are healing them of what they did not see, of what they should be able to see now, to experience and know their divinity. And for us too, as we clear them of the blindness of not seeing their divinity, we open their eyes and our eyes to our divinity. And then we go over our ears to open them up to what we want to hear and should have heard and didn't hear, and removing what we didn't want to hear. And we're going now across the mouth to release and clear it of all the bad words that we said, that our ancestors said over and over, all the words that hurt others, to free ourselves of those words, because we know now we don't need them. And we are freeing our ancestors of the words and the arrows and the karma that their words created. And now we're going to the back of our neck, and that source, an area where we have our power and can receive others' power. And we are clearing that area of any bad energy that was sent to our ancestors, or any bad energy that they sent out, knowing or unknowing, to free ourselves of that, to free our ancestors of that bad use of our power. And now we're going across our arms to free them of any times that they were used in a non-good way, in which we used our arms to hurt someone, to hit someone, to slap someone, to steal something. Any ways in which our ancestors did the same. In ways in which they may have known or unknown that their arms were being used in a way that created negative karma. And so with this healing, they are being freed of that. And now we're going across our lungs to free ourselves of any sadness and gloom that lingers, the sadness of recent events, the sadness of past events that we don't know, that have rested and remained heavy with our ancestors and kept their consciousness locked in a state which has not allowed us to be free. So we free our ancestors and we free ourselves of that sadness and gloom. And as we go over our stomach and intestines, we free ourselves of trauma, of the trauma known and unknown, particularly the trauma of our ancestors, the trauma that any of our ancestors, those who were people of color, those who were Black, even those who were Irish, every group who have been treated as less than human, who have had to struggle in the midst of plenty, who have been put down because of their skin color, who had talents they could never develop because society and outside sources said they couldn't. even though they knew there was so much more and they had dreams and plans. Now we're letting all of that trauma be released. And now we release all of the anger from our liver. All of that anger we have not digested that can lead to so much physical illness. We're letting it go. All of that anger we inherited from our ancestors. The anger we should rightfully feel. The anger they rightfully felt when they were not allowed to live as human beings. And the anger that they felt at themselves as they crossed over and started to see that, oh, there's something else, that I am divine. And so we release them of that anger and release the anger from ourselves because we've learned patience and we know we can bring change. And now we're going across the navel area and we're releasing the blocks to our willpower and our mindsets that have created the financial problems we've inherited from our ancestors and they inherited for so many decades. We're letting it all go and knowing that we can create our abundance in ways that our ancestors never knew. And we know that we have those powers to manage all of those seeming problems. And now we're going over our generative area, our sexual area, to clear it of all of our misuse and all of the abuse and all of the sadness that has rested in there because of emotions unfulfilled, promises broken, goals not met, relationships failed. We're clearing that area for ourselves and all of our ancestors going back 7 generations. All of it that was messed up by other people's judgments. And we're clearing it because it's from there that we all came. And it's from those moments of love we were all born. And it's those moments that get so messed up and condemned by society. And so we're freeing ourselves and our ancestors of all that judgment, all that bad things that were associated with the act of love. And we will never have to worry about that because we're freeing our ancestors, freeing them of the karma in which they may have gotten caught up in trying to use this area for ways that were not about love. And now we go to our kidneys to release fear and guilt. The fear our ancestors felt for so many years and decades and generations based on their skin color or their economic status or lack of status or lack of education. And again, always the skin color or the language or coming in to community or how they choose to live or who they choose to love. All of that fear and the guilt some of us may hold for when we were one of our ancestors of denying to others what had been denied to us and causing fear in others. We release it all now from our kidneys, letting it go, letting it go. Now we go to our knees to get rid of any resentment we hold towards people, towards society. All the resentment our ancestors have felt for decades and experienced because they felt or got caught and could not change things the way they wanted. So we are clearing and freeing and releasing that resentment. And now we're at our legs and our feet, and we're clearing them of everything that what kept us and is keeping us and our ancestors from moving toward their greatest destiny, from still in the realm of consciousness, those who have not reached that freedom called the heaven by some, emptiness by Buddhists, nirvana by Hindus, that great space of union. All who have been stopped from that, we are releasing the barriers now and healing that. So we have gone through our body, representing 7 generations of our ancestors. And we're taking all of that energy and we are placing it into the ground, hitting the ground and saying, Mother Earth, take this energy, take this heavy energy, and we're hitting Mother Earth again. And we're saying, Mother Earth, take this heavy energy and transform it into something beautiful. And in your mind, see this transformation happening. See all of the heavy energy, all of the emotions, all of the tears, all of the wounds going into the earth and being transformed like seeds, like they're bones that have been buried. And something new grows, and that grows in us. And now we say in the Nahul language, Omito, Teo, I have healed 7 generations, and I send them back their energy healed. And now we're going to go into the 3rd movement, which is the movement for healing our immediate mother and father. And this is healing the bloodline of our mother and father. So even if you don't actually know or were not raised by your mother, your biological mother or father, this healing is dealing with that bloodline, because we are actually going to cut the negative qualities, the negative ideas, the negative hurt and memories we still hold from or about our parents. And those things that they may have done not knowing, or the thoughts we're holding about them that really aren't true. And this is to heal them as much as to heal us, because we are cutting the negative and limiting beliefs and the unresolved karma. And we are doing this psychically. Before we do it, we're going to do 9 breaths. In, out. 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 So we are going to begin with cutting the negative elements, experiences, words from our father, holding our left hand at the forehead. And you can just imagine this. And the word I'm going to be saying is cuerpo, which means cut. I'm going to do this beginning now. Cuerpo, 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 cuerpo. And each cut, see yourself cutting those negative qualities or the negative karma your father or mother may have had that you don't know anything about, that you never experienced, but cutting it for their benefit. And now we're going to go and do this and cut for our mother on the left breast with the left hand over the breast. Kweapa, 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 kweapa. And then we go to our father again to cut any more negative karma that he may be weighed down, and also cutting its effects in any way in our lives. We go kweapa, 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 kweapa. The final cut is above the navel to again resolve and release from your mother any negative karma, any negative arrows she may have sent or received, knowing or unknowing. Kweapa, 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 kweapa. And so now we have completed the releasing part, and we have one more movement. And this is a movement in which we are going to take the energy of creation, of our dreams, and we're going to use symbols. And you can choose or change the symbols from the ones I've chosen as I explain what they represent, or you can join me in visualizing these symbols. And so the first dream symbol is the jaguar. And we want to imagine the jaguar because the jaguar is here to help us totally release and heal all of these deep, despairing wounds of our ancestors. Because the jaguar goes deep into our underworlds. And by using the jaguar as the symbol, he helps us to go through the underworld and to come out with the sense of striving to fulfill the dreams of our ancestors. So in your mind's eye, imagine that jaguar, and he is going bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger than any jaguar you've ever seen, bigger than the country you live in, bigger than the world, bigger than the universe. And he is taking you in his immensity into the underworld and out of the underworld so quickly. And you're taking this dream, we're taking this dream of the jaguar to Mother Earth, and we're planting Mother Earth, and we're planting this dream again in Mother Earth and saying, take this dream, Mother Earth, and allow this jaguar to take us into and out of our underworlds and our ancestors into and out of the underworlds and release everything that has held them and ourselves back. And let this dream grow into our lives more beautifully and more completely than we could have ever expected. And now, the second dream we're imagining is the hummingbird, the blue hummingbird, who represents willpower and the determination to overcome any limits and to do the work of the journey within so that we will know and really be able to manifest the unfulfilled and most needed dreams of our ancestors, the dreams of spiritual fulfillment, the dreams of having their own business, the dreams of educating their children, the dreams of improving their life, the dreams of reaching understanding. All of these require the discipline and the willpower and the courage and the strength of the blue hummingbird. And so in your mind's eye, that little blue hummingbird is just growing and growing bigger than any blue hummingbird. And it is growing bigger than your state you live in, bigger than the country, bigger than this world, bigger than the universe, this unbelievably, beautifully huge blue hummingbird, taking us into the ability to do what we've so long felt we couldn't do, giving us that discipline and willpower. And we are taking that dream, putting our right hand and taking it to the earth and hitting the Mother Earth twice and saying, Mother Earth, take this dream of the blue hummingbird to give us the willpower and determination to achieve our dreams and the dreams of our ancestors, and to have them grow in our lives more beautifully than we could ever have expected or dreamed. And now, for our third dream, reimagining the crocodile, because the crocodile represents the spirit of the earth and abundance. And we want to infuse that spirit into our ancestors for the times they did not have abundance or feel abundance. And we want that crocodile to continue to guide us in freeing ourselves and this bloodline from the allure of the material while we failed to develop and expand our limitless spiritual abundance that manifests through our energy and our practices to bring us what we need materially. So see in your mind's eye this crocodile going larger and larger, larger than the state you live in, larger than the country, larger than the world, the hugest, largest crocodile, bringing this vast, true abundance that manifests spiritually, energetically, and materially to meet our needs and desires and dreams. And we take that dream and put it in our hand and give it to Mother Earth. And we give it to Mother Earth twice, and we say, Mother Earth, take this dream of the crocodile, giving us abundance spiritually, energetically, and materially for our ancestors, ourselves, and our future generations. And our final symbol is the eagle, who represents spirituality, spiritual vision, and perception, who gives us confidence and recognition of our responsibility to take our leadership role, big or seemingly small, in our own lives, the lives of our families, the lives of our community. The eagle that soars above the material plane, because we know, having reached into our ancestors and having that energetic spiritual connection that cannot be broken, neither can we. And we know that just like the eagle, we can use our strength of spirit to soar above all of our wounds and the wounds of our ancestors and contribute to lasting spiritual and material change. So in your mind's eye, see that eagle growing larger, larger than the state you live in, larger than the country, larger than the world, larger than the universe, this vast universe beyond our imagination, this eagle taking us into the vastness of true consciousness and energy. And we take this dream, put it in our right hand, we give it to the earth twice, and we say, take this dream, Mother Earth, that is our ultimate dream for spiritual realization and enlightenment, for the recognition of our own unique divine mission and purpose, and that which we've inherited from our ancestors, and that we have been able to heal them to have this exact same experience. And now we have gone through, and we can say, Omatea, I am releasing my ancestors into their consciousness, and what is left is my consciousness with gratitude. And when I get to the count of 1, you can open your eyes and return to the present. And breathing out deeply. And go 3, 2, and 1. A little break now before we break up into the groups. And I can see that people were feeling. And I just want to share this because I'm at that point again. The first, it wasn't the first healing I had, but there was one I had a few months ago, the ancestral, that broke me. I cried through the whole healing. But it also was a big change in my life. But even as I was doing that, I don't know if y'all would care, I was holding myself from crying. It just does that to me. So I really look forward to hearing what people share in their groups when we have a couple of small groups.
So are you suggesting breakout rooms?
That's, or did you want to not do them?
It's up to you. It's your
you
time. But first I wanted to say thank you. I have never, ever went through something like that. I would have loved to really spend the whole day really taking section by section. I feel like I really want more. I really felt the effect of that. So really, I mean, thank you is not really enough. I suppose what I want to say is, I have no words to say. I've never heard anything like that. I need to sit with that a lot more. But would you like people to comment right now, to have an open discussion rather than breakout rooms? Because we have 15 minutes left for your
Oh, okay, that's all right. Okay, yeah, if people would want, because I would kind of like to be able to hear from whoever wanted to share.
Okay.
Skywalker. Oh my God. That was so powerful. Sorry, I forgot your name now, but Perfecto. Um, it was so powerful. I felt my ancestors. I felt, I mean, I've thought about the suffering of of our ancestors as Black people, and I've thought about it, and I thought about how things have been holding me back because of the ancestral connections and the stuff that they suffered. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to get like an understanding of it, but also to really sort of like tell them how we feel, how I know how they feel, and to then at the opportunity that you were able to say, like, okay, this is how you felt, and I want to help you now to release that myself. And those dreams are amazing because some of those things my dad would have wanted for us, as my sister had said earlier on, and my sister would have never had a chance to. So I want to do some more. I don't know if you do it, but I want to connect with you later just to continue this. This was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beginning of this journey.
I saw a note, William Sue is wondering if you control her video.
I don't know what you mean by video, but I mean,
She said
I don't know if
she can't. Yeah, I don't know. She said That's what she had put in chat.
Oh,
To
okay. Let
turn
me
her
see.
video.
Let me try. I didn't
Yeah.
do anything deliberately, but let me see what I've done. Okay.
And I'm putting in my email address in the chat
Okay,
for
great.
people.
That'd be good.
So there you go. Let me see. Rename.
I guess I should have warned people, but I didn't really want to because I wasn't sure how it would happen. That this is, it can be an emotional experience. But, and I want to let you know, this is the first time I've done this as a group. And it's not, and it's because I've been attending all the sessions that I felt safe and felt you all would know, would be able to relate to it. And that's why I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity.
Okay. Sue, can you check if your camera's fine now?
We can see her now.
Okay, great. Anyone else want to speak? We have about 10 minutes left.
I can share. Oh, I see Vanilla also put her hand up. But okay, I'll go really quick. I just wanted to thank Sky, am I saying it right? Skywalker so much. That was really, really beautiful. And thank you also, William, for the invitation to be here. I felt this warmth. Yeah, I don't know how to express what I felt either, but I felt something, and I felt warmth, and I felt goodness, and like it was going into me, and there was some release, and I'm just grateful for your beautiful guidance in this process, and I'm wondering if there's anything that you can leave us with to continue this practice, because I imagine it's not a one and done to heal the ancestral wounds. Yeah, so thank you so much. I really enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, that's why I'm leaving my email address, because one thing is that to be able to have this happen more than once, that just in terms of the process. But the other is, if you do any kind of meditation, any kind of spiritual practice, just start using some time to call into your ancestors. I mean, there's different, if you really want to get into, I've actually seen online, there's videos and people who show you how to set up an African ancestral altar if you want to do that, but any kind of spiritual practice, just to, because once you've started opening this, and since I did, you'll start to think more and more about your ancestors, and things will start happening that you hadn't thought of, and it's a continuing process. But I'm willing to work with people and do one-on-one sessions. You know, we can talk. That's why I've got my email address there. But just in general, on your own, incorporating your ancestors into your spiritual practice. And also the 9 breathing 9 times is 81. 9 is the number of release. So when you want to release, use 9. When you want to connect and create, you use 13. 13 breaths in, 13 out, 13 times. And so that's just a couple of things you can do. And do the same thing with your ancestors like you do with your regular spiritual practice. You offer candles or water or rice or other things from the earth. Because that's what I found, is that all the things are connected. The same practices apply. It's just what you address your attention to. And what is powerful about that healing is the connection it makes to your ancestors. It's like, it's something you feel. It's something you can't stop. That's to me what's amazing to it.
Thank you. I just want to say that was absolutely powerful. You know, I do a lot of meditation as well daily, and you know, your voice, it just sent me deep, you know. I just you know, disconnected, it was just quiet, and then I came back and I heard your voice again. And one thing that I'll say right at the very end, sometimes in my meditations, you know, I do have visualizations that, or I hear something that ends my practice. And at the end of this practice, I had a vision of I don't know, it was a being, and it took off its shirt, and it had a cross, Christ consciousness. So it's just, you know, this is what you gave us, this Christ consciousness, the energy of our ancestors, the positivity, the enlightenment. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Skywalker. I just want to say that I can't believe that I just kept feeling this warmth in my body as you spoke, and it just went on. And when you stopped, that warmth has gone. I don't know, but it comes and goes now. So thank you very much for helping me experience that within my body. Thank you.
I want to thank you all, because I told my husband, and I wrote him, I've forgotten the date, but a few weeks ago, I was anointed in my spiritual practice. It just came to me like it didn't matter what I did or didn't do. I was okay, and I'm supposed to do this. And you all have confirmed this. It's been a feeling. It's been, you know, and because I've taken this anti-racism perspective and project, but the way I'm approaching it is totally different from what most people are doing, because I want it to be fun, but I know it ultimately has to be spiritual, and it has to be with individuals, and then it has to be people communicating. And what's nice is, and I want to say this because I'm really happy, in 3 days, I'm 70 years old. So it's taken me my whole life, you know, to get to saying, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm not starting a church. My husband had been saying years for years, you should start a church. I said, I can't, I'm a Buddhist. I'm not even a Buddhist teacher. But I am a healer. And it's taken me all this time to say and actually feel it. Because I was told a few months ago by a young lady who does that I asked her, and she said, you're a healer. But it takes you doing it. And I'm really more, and I've been working more with groups. And I feel that's where my more resource is, but I'm developing it. So I'm very grateful to everyone. And like I said, if anyone wants to reach in or to communicate with me, because I'm not like, and do not let any material thing about money, because I haven't even started, I don't even charge for anything now, but I really would like to help people or continue, because I know it because I've been taking the classes. And also, if you're interested in learning more and taking them, just Google Jen the Rainmaker. She's the lady who does the classes. And she's creating this community. She's very generous and in terms of what she teaches. And basically, I've modeled her. But I'm going into my second year. In fact, I think I have had 2 years now. So, but if you want to get in touch with me or get in touch with her, it's really worthwhile to continue on.
I don't know how to thank you for what you've given us today, Sky, all the way from Homer, Alaska. And I said this before, I said one day I do want to visit. It's always been a place. Alaska was actually one of the places my father visited. And I don't have a lot of good memories of my father, and that was one of them. And I said, oh, I just wonder where he went and what he saw. And so now that you're there, I might just pop over and have a tour. But I'll connect with you and see if you want to do offer a half-day retreat at some point later in the year with this and with Muna and Usu'ra, and see if maybe we can do an extended version of this, because I feel we could spend a lot more time with each section. I don't know what other people think, but I think that probably I see a lot of people nodding. I feel like I need more time to really sit and process with this and take it, maybe have some breakout rooms and some discussion with this. So how do you feel about that?
That would be great. That would be great. Because basically what I did and basically what I've learned so far has just been the healing for the purpose of dealing with more like an individual, but doing it and expanding it as a group and giving people more time to reflect, and then having more time for individual breakout rooms would be really great, would be really good, because then people be able to share their experiences.
Maybe if you want to suggest maybe a few dates in March or April, and maybe what we can do on a Sunday evening is maybe have something like, I don't know what people think, maybe from 3 to 6, 7 or 8, something a little bit longer, so we can have some breakout rooms, and then do a donation directly to Skywalker for your time. We'd like to, we'd like to chip in and also show our gratitude for that. So yeah, I mean, we'll put it through a newsletter, and if you send me some dates and stuff like that, and then we can combine it with some of the music that we're about to hear. And Muna was on the retreat that we did in June, where she was using a pendulum, and there was again a shamanistic healing, and I just completely fell in love with her work and what she was doing, and I thought, oh, for the first month of the year, this really ties in. This really ties in with your work. So I'm looking forward to not only inviting you to do an extended retreat, but maybe inviting to do this every start the year off like this, with MMPC. I think this is a really great way to start of the year. I think next year will extend it a little bit more so people have time to discuss. There's so much to discuss here. What do people think? Just as
I think not just discuss, but feel. Have time to feel within the silences. I think it's discussion is very valuable, but just to
just
absorb.
I want to.
Really.
Yeah,
I want to share that for me. I feel like sometimes I'm a little like a child, unwilling to fall asleep, and so as soon as I kind of start feeling something, I it's like I jump back into, where I am. And so being able to extend more time to the practice, it will give me the opportunity to release that fear and allow myself to travel into the spiritual plane with a greater level of confidence. And so, I did not gain, the emotional experience that others have because of that. And I know that I'm going to carry a little bit of guilt because of my unwillingness to sort of relax the conscious element. But I do want to say thank you, because it is super valuable. You start and you feel that there. Skywalker, I have to say happy birthday to you. It's a pleasure to be a part of this with you. Thank you very much for sharing yourself with us.
Oh, thank you. And 2 things. One, it would be helpful to me and for us if anyone wants to write or record a little testimonial. I definitely need them for what you're doing, and it would be really helpful in promoting for any more things. And you could either email me or William, just, something short, some of the things you've shared. They're really helpful. And Brian, what you'll find, and like I said, I've been through several of these, And when I first started, and even though for all the years of meditation and Buddhist practice with visualization, it hasn't been except through several repetitions and other types of practices. It is something you can get to.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilty, don't feel bad. It's just, but you do have to practice.
Yeah. Thank
so
you.
That's good. Thank you.
Anyone who hasn't spoken wants to say anything to Skywalker?
Thank you all.
Okay, and happy 70th birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll just say thank you very much for that as well. Where I wasn't feeling too well at the beginning, I'm feeling a lot better now. Yeah, my spirits has lifted a lot.
That's great.
So I'm feeling quite enthusiastic. I don't know.
Okay.
I suppose everybody feels what they feel. So I'm feeling quite enthusiastic. Yeah, I fell asleep. I went away for a bit, and then I came back to just feeling really good. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So just a couple of announcements as to the Breathe program. So this is this is really the first one. And we had a few test trials last year, but this is really the first one where I feel it's finding its structure. We're really honored next month to have Eugene Ellis from the Black African Asian Therapist Network. We're very lucky to have him. He's really done so much work in setting up opportunities, as many in the UK know, for those of us in the counseling and psychotherapy profession of Black, Asian, and ethnic minority groups. Without that, and a lot of us wouldn't have actually gathered and trained and found other ways of existing as therapists, actually. I mean, the work they've done is unprecedented. So we have him here next February, and he's talking about mindfulness and trauma. He's just written a book. So please do book your tickets. And then we have Rashid Hughes, who's just published an article in, what's that magazine, the Buddhist magazine, Lion's Roar. So he's doing really well. And then we have Vimla Sara Mason Brown, who is Tiratna Order and the founder of MBAR, which is Drug and Alcohol Rehabilitation. We have Rhonda McGee. I think most of you know who Rhonda McGee is. Where's that book? So, work of racial justice, Rhonda McGee. And so the MNPC is curating an event at Parliament. So we're curating an event at Parliament with Rhonda McGee in June, before the annual retreat. So the third annual empowerment retreat will be online again this year. Yeah, this year will be back online with Rhonda McGee and some other important people, such as Jamie Bristol from Mindfulness Initiative. We have Stephen Stanley from Wales University, and he's an author in ethics. We have another person mapping out the mindfulness who's just done a PhD. We have some pretty big names on the retreat. The tickets will be on sale probably within a month or two for the online event. What other announcements? Yeah, I think I'm feeling really ecstatic. I feel like every cell in my body right now has been touched and moved by Skywalker. I called you Moonwalker the other day. I don't know why I called you Moonwalker, but I just like Skywalker. I was like, you're the other. But somehow I think you're orbital, something like that, somehow orbital. So we may go a bit over time, just to warn people. We normally finish at 8, but I wanted to now introduce Muna and Usu'ra. I'm really happy to have them, and I'm just going to turn it over now to Muna. So whenever you're ready.
Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So my name is Muna Light, and also today we have my very dear friends and healer, shamanic energy healer Usu'ra, and we are going to take the next section. So I'm a sound healer, I'm a healer. So just in brief, so my journey started as a 5-year-old child singing gospel, singing religious songs, and over the last 25 years, my journey has been to come into myself as a healer and to use my voice as medicine. So after my marriage broke up 20 something years ago, and then my sister transitioned 21 years ago, I started teaching singing at home, and I have what you call x-ray eyes, so I could actually see the dis-ease in the body, and I would sing into the body, and I wasn't really thinking that that was sound healing. I was just doing what I do. So people would always find me. I didn't advertise. It wasn't really about scales. It was really about using my voice to shift the energy in the body or the dis-ease and to rebalance that. And it took me teaching at college for many, many years. And a particular student, he was a psychotherapist actually, mature student from Australia, said, what you're doing is therapy. And I eventually looked into training as a sound healer practitioner in 2014. And the first time I saw my tutor put somebody on a couch and tone into the body, I laughed because I had been doing it for years. So now I'm trained in tuning forks. I use my voice as a bath and as a pendulum to indicate where the dis-ease is in the body. And I've recently completed Soma Energetics, which is tuning forks to tune up the whole body. But essentially, even though I'm trained, I always work through spirit. So yeah, so today I did use a pendulum to see which bowls were the bowls to use today. So I will use the bowls and voice to close this session with all of us. So I'm going to hand over to Usu'ra, who's going to take the first part of this section, and I will do the close with voice and sound. So I'd just like to welcome Usu'ra right now.
Thank you, and thank you everybody. It's been such an honor and such beauty just to be here and to share and to heal together. So my name is Usu'ra, and I am a shamanic and energy healer. And so I deal with the shamanic aspect of energy blocking, soul retrievals, healings, and recently now about gateways, about opening up the gateways within ourselves. And how I work is that the idea is that so many of us are so outside of ourselves, outside of our bodies, and the beauty of coming into ourselves, coming into our actual skin, and realizing that once we're in, we're held by ourselves, by love, by nature, by mother, by father. And by going in and healing, there is a cosmicness about us. So by coming into ourselves, we actually go out. And when we come into ourselves, we see how vast we are. We tend to think that if I leave myself, I will get to the vastness. But if we come in, there's a bigger vastness. There's an immensity within us. And the inner shows the outer, and the outer shows the inner. And it's the most beautiful thing to experience, because within ourselves, we have our power, and we can connect not only to all of these beautiful gateways within us, but to other human beings, to other spirits, to everything else within the cosmos, when we can come in. And for some, coming in can be really uncomfortable, because within us holds so much. It holds, like we say, our families, our histories, our stories. It holds our loves, and it holds our lusts. It holds things that we did well and things that, you know, the traumas, and they can be so in the body that, you know what, let me just go out. Let me go out for a little bit. And I'm going to invite you today to come into the body, come into your skin, and feel, because it's the sense of feeling us, feeling ourselves, coming into that sense of, hold on a minute, I have a beginning, I have a place, I am, I exist, I am here. And coming into the recognition of, I am here, I exist, there is a place for me and I am in it, I take up room, I take up space. And within me is all of the cosmos and all of the life, all waiting for a relationship. That's all that life is for us to come into relationship with it, all that we are and all that we are not. And sometimes it takes courage, and sometimes it takes to acknowledge sometimes grief and loss and pain in order to say, I'm ready to acknowledge this, accept that it exists, and I'm ready to hand it over. So today, following on from the most beautiful, beautiful work of Skywalker, I'm going to invite you to get a little bit uncomfortable and come into your skin. But before we do that, I've got my rattle here. And one of the things that we do, one of the things that I like to do with any healing is to open space. Now, opening space is about recognizing, it's more about opening space within where you are, keeping it sacred. The idea of being sacred, that we are sacred beings, that we can invite energies and healing into our physical space and into our personal space. And it's like a prayer. It's like a prayer to say, thank you. And so all I do is I will open up space for you, and all you do is just receive and say, I, whenever you hear me say, I. And just receive and know that what is being opened is sacred for you. It's sacred for you, so that your healing can be done. Your boundaries and your borders are safe. Safety and feeling safe is the first step of reclaiming our power, of coming into our body. And right now, I'm going to say to you all, you are safe. We've got you. So as I shake my shake, I'm going to call to the winds and the wisdoms of the south, to where you all are, you beautiful beings. And I'm going to say, come, beautiful mama, such a mama, beautiful serpent, come. I invite you to come into the space where we all are today. Come, I invite you, beautiful serpent, and show us how we can shed the past, how we can shed our skin the way you shed. Show us how we can go so lightly upon the earth. Show us, beautiful serpent mama, how we can let go of the past, how we can let go of that which no longer serves us. Show us with your wisdom and your love. And we welcome you with such love and gratitude into our lives, into our homes, into our very being. And with gratitude, I say, I.
Aye.
And to the winds and the wisdoms of the west, beautiful Jaguar, mother, sister, Otarongo, oh, you beautiful, beautiful, magnificent one, who comes in with such power, such grace. I invite you to come and protect this healing space that we are. Protect the skin, protect our homes, protect the four walls that we find ourselves in, and show us how we can delve in, and show us how we cannot be afraid, how we can be courageous and be willing to go into those dark areas, bring and shine illumination and bring them out. Oh, beautiful Otaronga, mighty sister Jaguar. I invite you to come and show us how we can be brave, how we can be powerful. And thank you with all of our love and all of our gratitude for the protection and the fierceness that you bring with all that we are. We say, aye.
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 And the wisdoms of the north. Beautiful, mighty hummingbird. Come, beautiful one. Come and show us how we can be in this very ever-present moment of now. Come and show us how we can live with the magic and the joy. Beautiful hummingbird, beautiful Sarah Kenty. Show us how we can love the present and be in this ever-present moment of now. Show us how we can spread our wings and feed off this nectar of life, knowing that as we come into our power, we can rejoice. We can open our hearts and rejoice in the very nectar of life. With all that we are, we say thank you for your grace and thank you for your beauty. Aye, aye, aye. To the winds and the wisdoms of the east, beautiful mighty eagle, Hatam Puchun, beautiful mighty condor, come, show us that of the future. Show us how we can open up our eyes now that we have learned to shed which no longer serves us. Now that we can release our load, show us how to fly, fly beyond the mountaintops. Show us how we can see the beauty of yet to come, that we can dream the dreams that we dare dream of. Show us how we can open up our vision and show us how we can walk so beautifully into the dreams waiting for us. Beautiful Hatam Puchun, mighty eagle, mighty condor, I welcome you into this beautiful healing space that is here today. With all that we are, we say thank thee. Aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
To our blood and to our bones, that of our ancestors, we welcome you into this healing space that we are here today, and we welcome your support, your love, and your guidance. To the medicine men and medicine women of all four corners of the world, for those who walk the path of healing, of enlightenment, of alignment. We thank you for your wisdom. We thank you for the knowledge that you bring to us, and we thank you for your support, you always being there. For the beautiful, thank you. We call upon the spiritual. We call upon those animals that come, the spirit animals, that they may come, our guides that come and be with us here in our healing here today. May we be opened up to your wisdom and your love. And we call upon that of the plant medicines out there. We thank you. We thank you also to the fire, to the waters, to the air and the earth upon which we are made, from which stands upon us. We thank you for all that you are, bringing your presence into our healing space, into our homes, into our lives. Aye, aye, aye. Mother Earth, upon which you are the divine mother, upon which you are our foundation, upon which we stand. You are all that you are. You have a divine intelligence and you know us. You made us, you built us, you love us. And here we are in service to you as we honor and acknowledge your place in our lives. We thank you for all of your creativity upon this earth. The two-legged, the four-legged, the six-legged, the eight, the furred, the feathered, the finned. We thank you for all the unconditional love that you pour within us. Please forgive us for those who take no notice of you, but let us know that you strengthen our hearts, you strengthen our connection, and we are one with you and we honor you. With all of our love, we say, aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
And to the great Father Sky, to our star sisters and star brothers, to the sun and the moon and the givers of life, to the star nations, to the ancestors, to our star ancestors within the sky, to our higher selves that exist in all the realms of existence. We open ourselves up to such healing, such love, such acknowledgement, and we say thank thee. Aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
And to every one of you here today, in honor of your own self-healing, in honor of the work that you do, in honor of the love that you give, in honor of the support that you receive and the support that you give, in honor of your magnificence, I say, aye, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
And so I would like to invite you all, you can take your cameras on or off, to simply close your eyes and breathe. Be comfortable. Just breathe. You are here in a sacred space. You are here, held in love.
Do you want to eat?
And so I say, I'd like you now to breathe into your skin, to soften and feel that boundary. Breathe, each breath, breathe through your skin. Feel it, come into it. Feel how it wraps around you. And with each out breath, breathe out through your skin. Soften. You do not need to go into your body, just be where your skin is, on the inside, and feel. Feel where your head is, feel the skin. Feel that beautiful boundary going all around you. And that which it contains is all of you. That within your skin is you. Just breathe into your skin and feel. Soften. You're safe and you are held. And that outside of your skin is safe. But for now, we're going to bring you in and soften and breathe and feel. Just feel. Feel if you're cold or where the coldness touches your skin. Where the cloth, feel from within. And you may begin to feel like a boundary around you. There's the outside and the inside. When your skin holds you, it is your antennae. You can receive, but right now I'd like you to just be in your skin and breathe. See or feel or imagine the landscape within. Many of you may be the first time that there is a landscape within you. It may be lush, it may be barren, it may be mountainous, there may be houses, maybe land, but within you contains a landscape that is all yours. All yours. No one can take this landscape away from you. It's within you, it is you. Just feel. Feel the air entering, expanding, and releasing. Open your inside eyes and see and look. Look. What do you see? What do you feel inside your skin? What's that? And I'd like you, when you get used to this feeling, this sensation, to make your way to your heart. Make your way to the chest area. There is a landscape within this area. Feel it, sense it, imagine it, this landscape. But I also want you to feel the ache that is also there. There is an ache in your heart area. An ache. This ache can contain a grief, maybe a grief that's recognizable, maybe a grief that's never been looked at. But it is a grief that is felt. And this grief is some is bereavement, this grief is loss, this grief has many, many names. And the first thing one must do is to accept that it is there and that it exists. That it exists. And as you feel that ache, just welcome it. You don't need to deny. You don't need to explain. You don't even need to go into story. Just know that it's there and that it exists. And breathe. Because today, with the help that you call in, and you will call in, you will lighten this ache. You all have it, and it comes from many places. But today, right now, we're going to hand it over. Just hand it over. So what I'd like you to do is connect to the ache and stay in your skin. Stay in your skin. And give the ache a shape. Maybe it will shape itself. Give it a shake. And you can take a step back. And you can look at it and see it for what it is. And there may be emotions of anger or loss, pain or guilt. That's fine. But what I'd like you to do is just to present that shape so that you can see it, and feel it and touch it. It's okay. You got it. And what I'd like you to do is know that there's a part of you that's ready to release this now. It's ready. But in order to release, you need to forgive. You need to forgive. So inwardly, I'd like you to say to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. Say to the part that aches, I love you. Say to the part that is crying, I love you. Say to the part that feels that it's going to break in two, I love you. And I'm sorry. I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay if you don't know what you're sorry for. I love you, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I love you, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I love you, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Feel that ache. Feel it lighten. You ready? It's okay to let it go. Because what will come is something's light. And there will be a part, a presence, your future self, your ancestor, your higher selves, your angels, who you can hand this over to. You can hand it over to. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Let it go. Hand the ache over. Let it go. You don't need it anymore. You don't need this anymore. Let them take it. Because they wish to give you a gift. A beautiful, beautiful gift. It's just for you. And if you're struggling, it's okay. Feel it. Just feel it. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I love you. And I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Receive your gift. Receive your gift with your arms open. Receive it. Receive it.
And so we have healed our ancestors, our bloodline. We have released and let go, started on this journey of healing. And so, what do we wish to call in? What do we wish to call in? And just hold that thought for a moment. What do you wish to call in 2021 for what has been and what is gone? So as we call in now, just allow yourself to breathe easy. And as you breathe in mentally, physically feel in your cells, your blood, your bones, that which you wish to call in. You may see visualizations. If you have headphones, put them on. If not, no problem. The frequencies will reach you. What do you wish to call in? Breathe in deeply here and release. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. We give thanks for the healing that has taken place today. Thank you for Skywalker and the journey she took us on. Journey, the healing and clearing of the bloodline. Thank you, Usu'ra, for helping us to connect to our skin and to continue in that journey, letting go. And thank you for that which we've called in. Thank you, William. Give thanks.
So a deep, deep thank you to Usu'ra, to Muna, and to Sky. I'm without words, just silenced. My heart feels really shifted. I need time to really sit with this, to really process it. But I know that something has happened tonight that will always be with me, that is really authentic and genuine. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. And I'm sure that we will come back and have an extended version of this. I know we will. I feel that this is where I'd like to take the MNPC forward with this type of healing work. This is where I feel the organization actually, and this is interesting, isn't it? Because it's the first one of the year, and it felt so appropriate. It's just all of you really synchronized, and you didn't even know each other. You know, Sky in Alaska, and you guys in London, and it was so flowed tonight, and I'm so grateful to all the people who came in today, all the participants, bringing in all their loved ones, all of the people that they were thinking about, people in the Philippines, people in the East Coast, people all over the place. But in Buddhism, we believe that we've been everywhere. We've been everyone. So we've been the oppressor, we've been the oppressed. We've been that which is causing the harm and the harmed. We've been the white, we've been the black, we've been everything in between. So the sense of the concept of no self in Buddhism really is interesting, because when we begin to look at it that way, we've been rebirthed, reincarnated into so many different people and so many different things. Hence the concept of inheriting trauma, inheriting gifts, inheriting a lot of things that we don't see, a lot of things that are in our body, or sitting in our body and need releasing. And I think what these women have brought here today, I think helps to really process all that, helps to really release it. I can feel it in my body, actually. Something's dancing. Something's really dancing within me. And I haven't felt like this for a very long time. Haven't felt like this for a long time. So any closing, just people want to close, we're going to close in a few minutes. I know we've gone over time. People want to say something, just as a closing line or two. Just anyone, just put your hand up, just go for it.
I just wanted to thank Muna and Usu'ra. That was beautiful. And those, the music, they hit you right to the core. It was like unbelievable, the power, and it came through so well. I was so glad you were able to do, because I don't know, because I knew somebody who did gongs, but she does the metal ones you know, she used long, big metal ones and she couldn't do them, but those worked real well through the internet. It was like, it touched, you could feel them. And I love the way Usu'ra took us through with the breathing and the visualization. It was wonderful. Yes, William, it was a perfect way to begin the new year. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say that that was absolutely amazing. You know, at the beginning, just bringing in, you know, the this Mother Earth, the animals, just, you know, connecting, just, you know, bringing that all in, and then the sounds, the spiritual sounds, the vibrations, the frequency, it just poured through me. It just felt like astral sounds, spiritual, just, you know, almost like angels singing. It's angelic. It was absolutely beautiful. It's just vibrating, still vibrating through my body, through every cell of my body. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
I want to say thank you, Usu'ra. What I want to say to you is actually, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love that on the podcast. It was just beautiful. I just felt it, and I felt all the things that I've held on to in terms of not forgiving people and not forgiving myself. I just felt just saying those words over and over was just very magical. And then to have Muna's beautiful. I felt I transcended, like Natasha was saying. I felt as if I transcended, and I was like, and I saw all my ancestors come around me as well. I just saw them. So yeah, thank you. It was a beautiful way to see the new year in. It's the first time I've done something like this, and it will stay with me, I'm sure, for the rest of the year. So thank you for inviting me, William, and thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Skywalker. Thank you, Soren. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, William. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
I love you all.
Love you back. Who was the lady that said that? Natasha?
That said,
About the angels. So
yeah.
So this is not entertainment. This is spirit work.
Yeah, spirit work. Yeah.
If you felt and sensed angels, then that is who channeled. Because when I do this, I am a clear channel. So when I voice and use the bowls, and this is the first I'm publicly doing this. This has been the guidance for me. And I found a letter dated January 2017, and I wanted to get the bowls, but I couldn't afford it. And then just before December the 17th, I had all the bowls plus some other healing tools. And what Spirit did since September was get the right people to connect to me. So a master gong singing bowl contacted me. I went to his workshop about 5 years ago, and he inboxed me and said, hey, you know, I've made 20 recordings. Do you want to buy some? And I said, oh yeah, do you remember me? That is Spirit. And he said, yeah, sure. And then we spoke 2 weeks later. I met another lady doing singing bowls online. She was from Connecticut. And then I went and sat in a man's home in his yurt and played. Usu'ra came with me and my daughter. We played for 2.5 hours. Usu'ra went for a Tibetan bowl but came back with a crystal bowl. And I ordered 4 bowls but took 2, as in 2 came first and then the rest came. And this has been the guidance to use my voice and tune in to the bowls. So when I tune in, I ask the angels to sound through me, or ancestors or guides. So when that frequency comes out, it is not from me, it is only through me. So if you're feeling the angelic realm, then that is what is coming through, and that is what I also know. So
Yeah, I am I practice mediumship, so I work with spirit. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. Thank you.
you're welcome.
William, you need to mute yourself. On mute.
Oh, yes. Any closing comments? Nadia, Tony, anyone who hasn't spoken, just really quickly? Dolores?
I found it refreshing. Well, more than that, a lot more than that. I think we've all been trapped with COVID, and I'm blessed with bipolar, so I feel I've been a bit trapped with myself as well. I think to be sat here this evening, it's quite early for me, and to be reaching people who I probably won't meet again, or I may do, so far away, and to be connected through something I wasn't too sure would work, and that's meditating online. I feel quite lifted and freed by all three of you, and the comments by people. Some very refreshing comments, and certainly I feel quite comforted by your hosting, William. It's been quite a task, really, for all of you to have put in the efforts you have and organise yourselves with sound problems and little things that happen when you're doing this kind of thing. But it's refreshing that we're able to connect from this. Well, I've got a 5-inch plastic screen in front of me. So for me, it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. I'm so happy that you were able to connect in with us. Anyone else? One or two more quick comments?
Just lots of gratitude. Thank you so much. Feels like I was in the right place at the right time.
Great. Thank you. Last one.
I already spoke before, but I'll keep it really brief to just say thank you so much. It all felt really powerful, and what a blessing that these new healers got to kind of debut here with us. I mean, I'm sure you've been doing healing work, but it sounds like you're all just still coming into that. It just got me thinking about how we need spaces like this, BIPOC spaces, where we can give to each other and allow our gifts to flow freely from our hearts. And I was also just moved to start humming and singing on my own at the end there. So I just wanted to say, I think our own healing voices and vibrations get activated when we're open like this. And that beautiful magic can just flow through us. So thank you for permission and space creating and the container that was here to allow for our own healing to emerge through the gifts that you've given us here today. So thank you to the wonderful healers, and thank you to Brother William for bringing us together, and thank you to all.
You're welcome.
And who are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm Lorena, or Dolores today, my grandmother. So wonderful to follow with her. I'm calling in from Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute lands in Denver, Colorado.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you all join us next month for Eugene Ellis. It'll be great to see you. Please book your tickets, support us, spread the word. I want to, again, thank all of you for contributing to this. Every single one of you, all of your ancestors, everyone you brought in today. I want to close on this poem.
Oh, Usu'ra wants
So
to.
yeah, I just want to, I know you're going to close, but I was also going to close space just so that we invited all of those energies, the healing energies, and closing space is just about saying thank you and releasing. So very, very quickly, but it simply is just to the winds and the wisdoms of the west, of the South. Thank you, beautiful serpent mama. We release you back knowing that you have come, shared your wisdom, and helped us shed that which we no longer need. We release you back with gratitude and love. Ayaya. To the winds and the wisdoms of the West, thank you, beautiful, mighty Jaguar. Thank you for coming in and showing us how we can be powerful and how we can rise above the shadows and become sacred, sacred beings. We release you back with love and gratitude into the West. Ayaya. To the winds and the wisdoms of the North, beautiful hummingbird, thank you for reminding us how to be joyful, how to bring in and drink into the nectars of life, how to sweeten our souls. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for the joy. We release you back knowing that we are filled with color by your presence. Ay, ay, ay. to the winds and the wisdoms of the East. Beautiful eagle, beautiful condor, thank you for opening us up to the endless possibilities that 2021 is going to bring us all. We release you back knowing that you are out there telling us which way to go. You are our eyes, our sacred visions. We release you back knowing that you can come to us and show us the beauty of life anytime. Aye, aye, aye. To our blood and to our bones, of our ancestors who have come in to be with us here today, we love you with so much love. Thank you for the healing, your healing, for our healing, for the healing of the world. Thank you to the medicine men and medicine women of old who have come in with their wisdom. Thank you as we release you with knowledge and love. Thank you to the spiritual animals who are our guides in this journey, and to the healing plants that have helped and nourished us and showed us new ways. Thank you to Mother Earth upon which we stand. We are yours, and you are ours, and we bow in such honor and gratitude at the life that you give us. And thank you to the Great Father, the Great Beyond, knowing that we come from such love, and it is there, always, always within us. Aye, aye, aye. And to all of you, thank you for your wisdom, thank you for your joy, thank you for your light, thank you for your sound, thank you for your everything, for everything that you are. You are what makes this world special. Thank you. Aye, aye, aye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So one last poem, Dolores, before we leave. We're gonna close. I just want you to hear this poem. So, on the fear of death, let me not pray to be sheltered from the dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but to have the heart to conquer it. Let me not look for allies in the battlefields, but to rely on my own strength. Let me not crave in anxious fear to be saved, but hope for the patience to win my freedom. Grant me that I may be a coward, feeling your mercy in my success alone, but let me find the grasp of your hand in my failure, so that God grant us the strength to get through anything in his grace and mercy. So again, I want to thank you all, and good night, everyone, and enjoy the vibe.
Good night.
Happy 2021.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Go beautifully.
Bye. Bye.
Breathe, sit like a mountain.